Prince Harry just dropped one of his most haunting truths yet, revealing why royal weddings feel more like low-key funerals than fairy tales. What really happened at William's wedding that shattered their brotherly bond forever? Stick around, because we're diving into the royal bombshell that's rewriting everything we thought we knew. An excerpt from Prince Harry's memoir Spare showed he may have had a sinister outlook on royal weddings. The Duke of Sussex opened up about his thoughts on royal weddings in his bombshell memoir, Spare, a best-selling book which was published in January 2023. One of the most poignant parts were his inner thoughts about weddings and consequently his relationship with his elder brother, Prince William. It seems as though Prince Harry was able to pinpoint the moment he began to drift apart from his brother, candidly admitting that he said farewell to their childhood bond following William and Princess Kate's wedding in 2011. In his own words, he saw weddings as low-key funerals, and said he was left feeling terrifyingly alone following his family weddings. Prince Harry documented, "I'd had the same feeling when Per got married, the same presentiment, and hadn't it come true? In the Camilla era, as I'd predicted, I saw him less and less. Weddings were joyous occasions, sure, but they were also low-key funerals, because after saying their vows people tended to disappear." Writing about his feelings when William married, he said, "I loved my new sister-in-law. I felt she was more sister than in-law," before adding, "But in my gut, I couldn't help feeling that this was yet another farewell under this horrid roof. Another sundering. The brother I'd escorted into Westminster Abbey that morning was gone. Forever. Who could deny it? He'd never again be first and foremost Willie." But Harry had acknowledged that William was not an isolated case, as he spoke of his father King Charles' second marriage with Queen Camilla too. He also made several more revelations about the 2011 royal wedding, including the fact that he was not William's best man. "The public had been told that I was to be best man, but that was a barefaced lie," Harry writes. He added, "The public expected me to be best man, and thus the palace saw no choice but to say that I was. In truth, Willie didn't want me giving a best man speech." Prince Harry went on to date Meghan Markle, whom he married in May 2018 at St George Chapel, Windsor Castle. In the couple's Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan, the couple shared moments from their nuptials, offering viewers an intimate peek at their first dance as well as Meghan's mindset on the big day. Meghan revealed, "On the day of our wedding, it's like I went into a really calm space. I don't know how I was so calm. I look back at that. How was I so calm? And all I wanted was a mimosa, a croissant, and to play the song Going to the Chapel. Oh, that's what I did. And it was great." In a royal family where image is everything, Prince Harry has never shied away from breaking the mold. From the moment he and Meghan Markle stepped down as senior royals to the release of his explosive memoir Spare, Harry has laid bare the often sanitized world behind palace gates. But among the many revelations in Spare, one of the most poignant, and perhaps most unsettling, is his deeply emotional reflection on royal weddings. For Harry, these glittering ceremonies weren't joyful celebrations, but something far more sorrowful. In his words, they were low-key funerals. This stark characterization stands in sharp contrast to the lavish pageantry most people associate with royal nuptials. But through Harry's lens, these events marked not unity, but separation. Moments that symbolized the end of a chapter rather than a new beginning. It was during Prince William and Princess Kate's 2011 wedding, he says, that the final break in his brotherly bond occurred. "I loved my new sister-in-law. I felt she was more sister than in-law," Harry wrote in Spare. "But in my gut, I couldn't help feeling that this was yet another farewell under this horrid roof." His words suggest a complicated emotional cocktail: joy for William, admiration for Kate, but overwhelming loss for himself. For Harry, walking William down the aisle wasn't a celebratory moment. It was the day he truly said goodbye to Willie, the older brother who had been his confidant, his partner in crime, is tethered to normalcy in an otherwise abnormal world. The brother I'd escorted into Westminster Abbey that morning was gone, forever, he wrote. Who could deny it? He'd never again be first and foremost Willie. This wasn't a new sensation for Harry. He recalled feeling similarly when King Charles married Camilla Parker Bowles. I'd had the same feeling when Per got married, the same presentiment, and hadn't it come true? He wrote. In the Camilla era, as I'd predicted, I saw him less and less. This eerie parallel laid the groundwork for Harry's chilling summary. Royal weddings weren't celebrations of love, but harbingers of emotional distance. The 2011 wedding also carried another bombshell, one Harry was forced to keep secret for years. The public had been told that I was to be best man, but that was a barefaced lie, Harry revealed. The public expected me to be best man, and thus the palace saw no choice but to say that I was. In truth, Willie didn't want me giving a best man speech. It was a subtle yet cutting exclusion. In the world of royal optics, Harry played the part of supportive younger brother, smiling for cameras and walking alongside William. But behind the scenes, the emotional distance between the two brothers was already becoming a chasm. It wasn't just about speeches, it was about trust, belonging, and identity. Fast forward 7 years to May 19, 2018, when Harry married Meghan Markle in the resplendent setting of St. George Chapel at Windsor Castle. It was a day broadcast around the globe, praised for its modern touches and cultural inclusivity. From the gospel choir singing, "Stand By Me," to Bishop Michael Curry's impassioned sermon. Yet despite the grandeur, Meghan's recollection of the day was shockingly simple. On the day of our wedding, it's like I went into a really calm space, Meghan shared in the Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan. I don't know how I was so calm. I look back at that. How was I so calm? And all I wanted was a mimosa, a croissant, and to play the song Going to the Chapel. Oh, that's what I did. And it was great. While Meghan seemed to find peace amid the chaos, Harry's reflections suggest a man burdened by ghosts of weddings past. Though he finally had a partner of his own, someone who would walk with him through the storm, there was no ignoring the absence of familial warmth that had once been a given. The idea that royal weddings represent emotional death rather than new life is not only haunting, it's revealing. For Harry, these ceremonies weren't about two families coming together, but about one family drifting further apart. The moment vows were exchanged, something unspoken was also lost. Even his phrasing, "a low-key funerals," evokes the feeling of something sacred being buried. Not a person, but a relationship. And the fact that he uses this language twice, once for Charles and Camilla's union and once for William and Kate's, highlights a deeply ingrained pattern. Weddings in Harry's life were not reunions. They were departures. It's no wonder then that Harry would go on to physically and metaphorically depart from the royal institution that fostered so much emotional isolation. His decision to step back from royal duties was not merely a rebellion. It was a reclamation of control, a chance to write his own narrative outside the confines of archaic tradition. The rupture between Harry and the rest of the royal family has only widened since Spare was released in January 2023. Though the memoir contained several controversial claims, it was the emotional undercurrent that truly resonated with readers. Harry wasn't just airing grievances, he was revealing wounds. Many of those wounds, it seems, were opened on wedding days. Not because of jealousy or rivalry, but because of what these events symbolized. Growing up, growing apart, and the inescapable structure of duty over intimacy. His comments also cast a new light on other royal relationships. If Harry felt this way about his own father and brother, what might other family members feel but never express? Is this emotional distancing part and parcel of a monarchy that prioritizes protocol over personal connection? When Meghan entered Harry's life, she not only became his partner, but his ally in the pursuit of authenticity. Her approach to their wedding, calm, grounded, joyful, was perhaps the antithesis of everything Harry had come to associate with royal ceremonies. For the first time, a royal wedding wasn't about optics, it was about love. Their first dance, captured candidly in the Netflix documentary, was set to Wilson Pickett's Land of 1,000 Dances. It was playful, relaxed, and real, everything that previous royal events lacked in Harry's eyes. Meghan's ability to find joy in the moment offered Harry a glimpse of what weddings could be, unburdened by institutional baggage. In sharing his truth, Harry challenges the monarchy to evolve. He questions whether royal rituals, so steeped in tradition, still serve their intended purpose, or whether they merely reinforce emotional rigidity. His characterization of weddings as sunderings and farewells isn't just personal. It's a critique of a system that often values symbolism over sincerity. By peeling back the layers of pomp and circumstance, Harry has allowed the public to see what he sees. A royal life that may be rich in ceremony, but sometimes poor in connection. If you found this royal revelation as shocking as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Celebrity Update, and turn on the bell so you never miss another jaw-dropping moment from the world of fame, fortune, and family drama. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Harry right about royal weddings? Let's talk.